Hello everybody. Welcome to beautiful Gloucester, Massachusetts on a absolutely beautiful October afternoon. I think it's October 8th, and I'm painting on Prospect Street where I painted last year, and I'm doing this view of the town here that Edward Hopper also painted. We're having a wonderful retrospective of Hopper's work at the Cape Ann Museum, and we visited a couple of days ago. And the interesting thing for me was I saw this wonderful painting that Hopper did in 1923 of the same street, but down about a block. And if you're a fan of my YouTube channel, you'll have seen me where I was painting there last year at the same time. But I was doing a nocturne, and I was looking in this direction. So it was the same street, but different view, different time of day. And it was even rainy too, so it was a rainy nocturne. But come on in and look at the painting here. And it's this beautiful building that goes back to the 19th century sometime, and has a cupola and a mansard. And there's one thing that just pointed out to me, the cupola here I'm going to fix here because it needs to be a concave cupola, so I need to round it there a little bit. And I'll come back in with the light here, but since I've been doing cupolas and mansards, I've found out that there's basically 3 or maybe 4 different kinds of these mansards, and one of them is the concave version, which means sloping inwards, as this one does. And then there's the flat kind, and then there's the kind that goes the other direction, bowing out or convex. So there's that. And then it has this wonderful little window up here that's been boarded up, and a couple of other windows. But there's a lot of perspective and drawing in it. The painting's kind of loose and suggestive at this point. But right now what I'm doing is I'm softening the edge of this shadow here. And I'll do the same here. The light's changed completely from when I started. I started a couple of hours ago, so the light was coming from this way, but now the sun's setting and it's completely different. So part of the job here is to remember the way it was. And I have a fan here, Mr. Don Guyette, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. And he actually lives in this building. He lives up in the cupola there. That's his bathroom that I'm painting, and so I've never had somebody from the one of these buildings come out. Well, maybe I have, but it's unusual. But
a single family.
What's that? Used to be a single family, I bet. Yeah, I bet it was a beautiful building there at one time. But come back in. I want to point out a couple other things if you come in close to the painting. I just have suggested this church back here, which Hopper also included in his painting. It's a double steeple church. It's very similar to a church in Rome at Scalinità Trinità de Monte, and it's as I said, a double steeple. And Hopper has that, and it's a Portuguese church called the. And Don tells me it's called Our Lady of Good Voyage. It has a statue of the Virgin Mary on the front of it, holding a ship. What's that?
Yeah.
So I'll finish up here. But this church was also painted by Hopper's wife, Jo Nivenson, and she did a watercolor of this church that had a statue of the church. Okay, so here I am on the street on Prospect Street in downtown Gloucester, and finishing up this 18 by 24 oil on linen panels. So look for these paintings on my website, briankeeler.com or northstarartgallery.com. Okay, thanks so much. Cheers.